So pandas is something that you can say is a data frame, okay, which has several rows and columns. Okay, it is a type of array, you can say, but actually it is not an array, it's a data frame. Now data frames are the actual word, but pandas is something like we need to import pandas to utilize the data frame in Python. Okay, so to import pandas, what we need to do, and if you don't have pandas pre-installed, you need to just go for it, like you need to install it. But actually what happens when you're installing Python, pandas is by default pre-installed in the Python module. Okay, so you need not to externally install this. You need to just write import pandas. For example, I'm importing pandas and I'm just writing data frame variable name pandas dot, this is syntax, D capital data, F capital frame, inside the braces. Okay, and then if you want to print df, you will find the structure of the pandas. It's a blank structure, it's a blank data frame that we have created right over here. So I'll just execute it by ./webinar session 5. Okay, let it get executed. It's taking a little time. Okay, so you can see the structure, the columns and indexes. Now, what are the indexes? Indexes of the row. Row value are called as the index value, and the columns are the column value. Okay, so these are the two values that you're getting, and both the values are blank. So this is what pandas data frames are. Now we're gonna create a list. Okay, list using means data frame using list. Okay, so we're gonna just write it down. Let us make this pandas a short. So to make this pandas a short, we're gonna write as PD. Maybe PD is the most popular short term used for pandas. Okay, so we're gonna create list using pandas. Sorry, create data frame using list. This was the correct one. Okay, so over here what we need to do, we need to just write a maybe the data is in the list format, so I will just write down some of the data. Now I need to create the list inside the data frame. So what I need to do, I need to just pass on df equals to PD. Now I have created as PD data frame, and inside this I'm gonna pass on the data. That's it. So when I am doing this, there will be several indexes and several values you will find out. So I'm just writing df and I will just execute this. You can see these are the row values, this is the column value, and over here these are our values. Okay, these are our values. 1, 2, 3, 34, 5, 6 are the values, and all other are index values as well as column values. So this is how we got the data when we're giving a list. Now let us take a data if we have multiple lists inside a list. For example, let us take another number like okay, so we have these many numbers, right? Now we'll just execute this data frame. Now we have an issue right over here. We need to enclose it with a single you can say single list. Okay, so then only we can execute this. So we have executed this. Now you can see over here. Let me just extend it a little. Okay, now it's better. So over here you can see it was that all the values. Okay, I didn't make another example out of it. Let me make an example. Example 2, and let me go. Okay, now it's good. So over here you can see when we are using a single elements list. Okay, so over here it was given that all elements are in a single column and every taken as a row. But when we are giving multiple sets, now what happens? This is means you can say and this are in the same row. Okay, this and this are on this means on the same column. You can see these was taken as the column, so it's coming over here. Now the next element is taken in another the same column, but over here what happens when we have multiple lists? The first element is taken on the first column, the second list element of first position is taken as the same column. So what happens? It is changed to row orientation rather than column orientation. I hope you understood. Now, if you go for another value, it will be again a row orientation only. For example, we have another certain values. Okay, we have less number of values. So if you execute this, you will find that when we are not getting a value, we are getting a none, not available number. Okay, we are getting a none, and the rest are filled with the values with the another row index extended. Okay, so this is how the things are. Now it's not that you can only use numbers over here. In data frames, you can use names and everything. For example, I replaced it with some name, and it will be also taken into consideration, and it will be showing you like Amar. Like NumPy, we don't have any consideration that it is who should have only numbers into it. It can have names into it. That is what data frames are. Now, if you want to create a data frame using a dictionary, I will just show you how to create a data frame using a dictionary. So data frame using dictionary. So we have a let us take some data, and inside that we're gonna create some dictionary. Let the dictionary is name is to Amar. Then let another element be class is to 12. Okay. So let us take two elements, and same way we need to create a data frame. df is equals to pd dot data frame, and inside this we're gonna pass on data. That's it. So we'll just print df right over here, and we are done. So we'll just execute this. Okay, there is some mistake. There is some error in line number 27. It's telling that pd.dataframe is having some mistake. Let us see what is the mistake right over here. Everything is correct, I believe. Data frame we have written correctly. df we have written correctly. Data. Maybe this list, it should be enclosed inside a list. Let us try this once. I believe maybe this is the issue. Yeah, that was the issue. So the value should be enclosed inside a list when you're using data frame. This is required as you can put multiple values, like you have Amar, you may have Akbar, okay, you may have 10 right over here. So all may be enclosed inside it and will be used. Okay, so you can see Amar, Akbar, 12, 10, everything. All are in a single row and everything is utilized one after the other. The number of things you use, the number of things. Now what happens with the previous and this one, over here you can see the column values have been changed from index values to the values that we are giving right over here. Name, class, whatever values we are giving, that becomes column value. Okay, column position value. So this is what we get a beneficiary from the dictionary part. Okay, this is a beneficiary thing that we are getting from it. Now if you want to change, for example, this row value also, okay, if you want to change the index values, so how you're going to change it? You're gonna put on let us copy this and comment this part and just paste it over here. So to change this over here only, we need to change it. We need to write comma index equals to, inside this we're gonna put on the index values, like we have two index numbers. Now there you couldn't put a blank value, as this is the position naming value, so you cannot put a blank value. For example, you are putting row 1 and row 2, as there are two values, you are putting row 1 and row 2, and now we are executing this. So you will find that we have changed the index values from row 1 to row 2. You can say 0, 1 to row 1 and row 2. So this is what this index will help us to do, and dictionary will help us to do, change the column value. Okay, so now next what we can say, we can create any type of data, like you can create list of dictionaries. So let us create data frame using list of dictionary. Okay, so what is list of dictionary? You can say, for example, data equals to, we need to create a list, and inside this list there will be several dictionaries. Okay, like A is to 1, or else I can write 1 is to 2, comma 3 is to 4, comma 5 is to 6. Okay, I've written this format. Similarly, I can use another dictionary right over here, like 7 is to 8. I'm doing this to reduce the time. 9 is to 10. You can put characters and use it. 11 is to 12. Okay, I've written this. No, there was some unexpected token right over here. Okay, this is solved. Now we'll just create the data frame. Data frame equals to pd dot data frame, and inside this we're gonna pass on the data. Now we'll just print df, and when we execute this, you'll find that we are getting the data. You see 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. So this was all the values that we have created right over here. And now in 1 we have 2.0 in the first dictionary, but in the second dictionary we don't have any value. So as per the requirement, we need to choose up the things. For example, I created like 1, 8, 1 is to 8. Now I execute this. Now 1 will have two values. 1 is 2, 1 is 8. Okay, rest where you don't have values in the particular column numbers, you will find none inside it, not available number, and rest you will find the numbers right over here. So as per the requirement, we just choose which type of structure we require for storing our data frames. Okay, I hope you understood this. If you understood this, just let me know in the comment section. Yes. Okay. Now we'll just try to create some series out of this data frame. So to create some series, we need to use pd.series. So let me just write it down. Create series into data frame. So to create a series, first of all, I will show you what is pd.series actually is. For example, we need to just start print pd.series, and inside this I'm gonna pass on some data like 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will just execute this. Okay, let me comment this, and then I will execute this. So you can see it's giving us a series of data. Okay, so even if you don't want to write the data frame directly inside this, you can use the series, because over here what we can use, like we are giving a dictionary, and inside that we are using a series, and we are giving the index values of also. So that is what you can use. Like I'll just show you. Like data or d equals to. Now over here I will just create a dictionary, and maybe 1. I'm just writing 1, and then inside this I'm just using pd.series. S should be capital. Now I'm giving a list out of this, like 1, 2, 3, and I'm giving the index values. Like index values are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3. We have 3 values. Okay, so I'm giving this. Now I will have the next element out of this with a comma. I'll just create a next element 2, and then inside this I will just copy this so that I don't need to write a much. Just copy this and paste it, and I will change the values out of this, like 5, 6, 7, and I'm just writing 1, 2, 3 out of this. Okay, now I will just print this, like print not print this. I need to create a data frame out of this first. df is equals to pd.data frame, and inside this we're going to write down the data, and we'll just print df. Okay, there was in the invalid syntax. I don't find anything invalid right away here. Okay, we made a simple mistake. This PD series right over here should be enclosed right over here, or else what happens, this comma separates this as an element. Okay, we need to enclose this index from here to here. From here to here. Okay, we need to enclose this like this, then only it will work well. Now it's good, and now we'll execute this. Okay, there is another mistake. Let us see. Line number 53. Okay, data frame. This is the mistake. Okay, there was a spelling mistake. Now let us execute, and you can see we are getting the data. Now the data are 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7 under 1 and 2, and the index values are 1, 2, 3. So this is how you can change the index values. Now if I make this as 1 and this is 2, Now let us see what happens. Just executing this. Now you can see that 2 has been indexed to row number 1. So the 2 has been indexed to row number 1 now. But over here, 5 has been indexed to row number 1. So 5 has indexed to row number 1. So what I can see is that we can change the positions as per our requirement. Okay, the benefit of this is that we can change the positions as per our requirement. I hope you understood this. Now, if you want to just write out like access the data. Okay, so how you're going to access the data? Like you're going to print df2 only. You want only 2, so you're going to write 2 right over here, and it will get access, get the access of the 2 only. See, you have only 2. Okay, you don't have 1 right away. You have only 2. So this is how you can access the data. Now, if you want to add some data, okay, if you want to add some data, then the thing is similarly, like I'm just showing you a hint out of it. Like I want to add some data. So what I'm gonna do, like df1 plus df2. Okay, I'm adding this data. So this is how we're gonna add the data. Like if you want to store it at df3, and now if you want to print df, then let us see what is happening. Let me comment this, and okay, not comment this. We're gonna print df once over here. That will be great. Okay, so now we execute this. So you can see 2 was there, 5 was there, 1, 6, 3, 7. Now we have added it. We have brought df1 this column to df2 this column. Okay, and then we have added it and stored it in df3 this column. Okay, so once a data frame is created, then you can use it as per in a single format. There is no other formats like you have created through this format, so it has some different format. It is not such. You can use its own format to add it, delete it, all the factors. Like if you want to delete a row. Okay, so there are 2 methods, as you all know. That one method is del, another method is pop. Okay, so we'll just take this and we'll just delete this. For example, we have this, and now we'll just delete this. Del, for example, if you want to delete df1, okay, now we'll print print df. So now if you execute this, you will find, okay, we are not having 1 right away here. You're getting this, right? We are not having 1 right away here. 1 has been deleted. Similarly, there is another method of using pop. So I will just comment this and put it right over here, like df dot pop. Inside that I'm going to pass on like 2. So we have not deleted 1. We are now deleting 2. So 2 should not be there. You can see 1 and 3 is there, 2 is not there. So this is how you can use 2 methods to delete a data frame, columns and as per your requirement. Okay, so I hope you understood this. So this is how we're going to use this. Now you can select rows also. Now to select rows, you need to write this is the method to select the rows. This is the last thing I want to tell you today, how to select the rows. For example, you have a data frame and the row number is 3. So to select the row, select row, what did you write? df dot loc. Okay, and inside this you need to pass on the row value that you want to select. For example, I want to select 3, so I will get the data all for the 3. So just let us execute this and let us find this. Okay, there is a mistake. Okay, 3 is not a character, 3 is a number. So we'll just execute this once again. There is another mistake. Okay, let us find out the mistake. LOC is not a function. You need to enclose it in a list format and clear this. Okay, this was another mistake that we have done. Let us execute this and you will find that we are not getting any data. Okay, we are not getting any data because we haven't printed this. So we'll just take this to the print. And now this should work. Let us see if this works well. So we are getting the data of 3. You can see right over here. 1 in 1. See over here 1. In 1 we have 3 value. 2 we have 7 value. 3 we have 10 value. So this is what we are getting the data for 3. These 3 are the data for 3 and we are getting this. So this is how you can select the rows. You can select the columns. You can alter the rows and columns. You can put on list, create a dictionary, create a data frame using list, using dictionary, combining list and dictionary, dictionary list and tuples and anything, whatever you write. So I hope you understood what is data frame and what is the utilization and how we can use this, because we are creating it through any method, but once it is created, we are using it with a single position. We are getting the data, analyzing the data, then we are just creating it, recreating it, modifying it. Everything is done in a single format once it's created. So I hope you understood this. So if you have any doubts, put it in the comment section so that I could clear it out.